You're listening to Turi Writers' She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Mercy Persky. In this installment, a variety of things you might prefer not to eat, but maybe your pet would. Do not listen during dinner, or lunch, or breakfast, or even eating a bag of chips in the car. You've been warned.
A lot of those dresses, like what you see on the fancy celebrities that are really only fancy celebrities because somebody with a lot of money thinks that they should be, but they look like tin foil or aluminum foil. They're on so tight. It looks like you could just grab the foil and wrap it around your body and say, okay, I'm ready to go out.
One of my fantasies was if I were ever really, really famous and going to one of those really famous famous award ceremonies, that it'd be kind of fun just to like go to Target and buy a dress and watch them all go up and crazy about like, well, what designer are you? No, actually, I bought it at Target. Or
somebody did that. I'm trying to remember who
thrift
it was.
To thrift it would be good.
Somebody went and just bought a blouse at Target and wore it to one of those things. I can't remember who it was, but I was very proud of them, and it was a few years back.
Whoopi Goldberg used to do stuff like that back when I thought she was cooler than she is now. Yeah. Back before they got her to believe her own PR so that now she wears like fancy purple tuxedos, stuff like that. But I like the idea of just finding something at the Salvation Army or a thrift store and wearing that. Or having like if I had one of those mothers who made dresses, I'd be like, oh no, my mom made it.
See, I would make something cool out of an old T-shirt. Like I have this T-shirt hanging up in my closet that I don't know what to do with it because it needs to be like, what do they call it? Upcycled.
Yes.
But it says, my favorite season is the fall of the patriarch.
I think you mean patriarchy. The patriarch, I believe, is the head of the Greek Orthodox Church.
Oh, well, him too. All of them.
You want them all falling?
It probably says patriarchy. I haven't looked at it for so long.
It's been a while.
It could be an anti-Greek word. I don't know.
Well, don't wear that. That's not nice. It's not nice. No.
When do I say I'm nice? I guess compared to you, I generally am.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's the patriarchy.
Yeah. Well, you know, upcycling, that's important.
But that would be a good shirt to wear, too.
The cruelest part of the whole awards season, and I'm thinking about this because my union is about to start showing their nominees for the Screen Actors Guild Award, which comes before the Oscar nominations and often is sort of a precursor to them. And I'm thinking about everything I've ever been told by anyone who went to an Oscar party. What I am usually told about the food, because that's what I'm interested in, is that there's amazing, magnificent food which nobody eats because they're all so tiny. But I'm thinking, you know, after the ceremony, why wouldn't you just eat everything? They've been starving for weeks. And if it were up to me, if I were one of those actresses who've been forced to starve for weeks so that I can fit into one of those tinfoil dresses, I would show up at the party with the biggest purse you've ever seen.
That's what I was going to say, lined with plastic.
And in that purse, would be like an entire Costco purchase of different kinds of Ziploc bags. I would go into the kitchen because I'd be famous and they'd have to let me. And I would just start dumping stuff off the trays right into my purse in the kitchen. Who's going to know?
See, I'd just be grabbing it by the handful off the buffet. They're all too busy getting drunk because they haven't eaten anything.
And this is
no one's going to notice.
This is why we're not famous people. This is why we like to eat too much. That's it. I asked a friend once in L.A., I said, what happens to the women who are normal size in L.A.? And she said, they're producers. They can get as fat as they want. And I thought,
that's sad.
That's what I want to be. I want to be the producer. No, that's good. They're the ones who make all the money.
I just want to be an eater. I don't have to do any work for it. I just want someone to hire me. Come eat for me, please.
A taster.
Sit under the table. I'll feed you.
Yeah. Like a dog.
Yeah.
Here, Marcy. Here, Marcy. Here, taste this little buffet of deviled eggs.
As long as it isn't like liverwurst liverwurst that I think or what's that smushy stuff? Not
Pate.
liverwurst.
Pate.
Liver pate that looks like chocolate
It
mousse.
is liverwurst. It's the same thing.
Oh, well, bleh.
I was once warned away from a bowl of what I thought was chocolate mousse. Someone said, "No, no, 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 don't eat that." And I said, "What? Chocolate mousse is a favorite." And they said, "No, it's liver pate."
Yeah.
And I said, "What's it
It's,
doing here now?" Oh, next to the creamed herring. Okay, got it.
yeah, see, I never got warned.
Oh.
Took a big old mouthful of that chocolate mousse pate.
I don't know what would be worse when it's just the liver pate, which I, given the right circumstances, would like. Or I think it's worse. It's like when you were a kid and you were half asleep and you thought you were getting orange juice and it was milk, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Even if you like both those things, your brain is too powerful. All of a
My
sudden,
brain
it
will
tastes.
never forget when my mom found my little kid blue jeans with the pockets full of liver in the hamper because I forgot to take all the liver out to feed to the dog.
And what did
That will
she,
stick in my mind, and that's all. Whenever I think of liver, that's all I think about.
what did she do?
That had to do with a yardstick that you wouldn't be doing anymore.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Times have changed. Yeah.
Yes, times have changed.
Well, and that's good, I suppose. I
Maybe.
don't think anybody even tries to feed their kids liver anymore.
No, I would never, ever, ever. And you know what? The only time I ever see it on a menu is when I come to Chicago and those little diners that seem to be on every corner.
Liver and onions.
They always have liver and onions.
I would.
And I always put up a sign on my back that says, "Don't eat liver and onions behind me."
I don't know. I never was. I mean, as you know, the rules of my house are different than the rules of other people's houses, but
Right.
I theoretically could eat liver and onions. I
Ugh.
could.
It would make your house smell like that.
Yeah, there is that. I think there are certain foods you should only cook when you can have the windows open, even if you love them.
Salmon.
Any kind
Actually,
of fish.
we only cook fish outside.
Oh, really?
That's my house rule.
Ah, well, that's good that you have a big property then. Then you can torture all the animals for miles around with the smell of barbecuing salmon.
Are you kidding? It doesn't torture them. They all come looking.
Right, but they can't have it because it's yours.
True.
So you are torturing them.
It's just a different kind of torture.
Ha
I
ha
guess.
ha. All for me, none for you.
Yeah.
There's a bag of dog treats that we're giving to Zara Hazel right now. And it's these little salmon, air dried salmon chunks. And
Yeah.
I can barely stand to open the bag. It's like I open the bag and I have to race to get the treats to her before I pass out on the floor from the smell of the salmon treats.
Yeah, see, I can't feed any of my animals any kind of a treat that smells.
Yeah, I won't be buying those again.
Yeah.
Actually,
Anything that smells bad.
I think they were gifted to us, so I did not buy them. Yeah, before I buy dog treats, I should just request the opportunity to open the bag and sniff them.
Smell it.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Cat treats too, but you don't have to worry about that.
Well, cat food altogether is the most revolting smelling stuff. When I've offered to take care of people's cats and they feed their cats canned food, it's all I can do not to hurl right into the little cat bowl.
Well, you're not supposed to like stick it up your nose
I
or cat close to
don't.
it.
But you open that can and your whole house like magically smells like cat food. And then usually I get the bad luck of cat sitting for people in their homes because my dog would make short work of the cat. And one time when we had no dog here, we did host a cat. We had our own reasons called mice.
Yeah.
But cat lovers who give their cats canned food, have you noticed this? They always have very specific other things you're supposed to do with it. You can't just put it in a bowl. Okay, this is Sahara's cat food. You have to take 2 tablespoons of it and put it in a bowl, then mix it with these 3 kinds of dry food, then pour tuna broth on it. I'm like, it's a freaking
What?
cat. What the hell?
What?
Yeah.
I have 2 cats that eat wet cat food. They both live out in the workshop, which is 2,000 square
And
feet
you don't have to
of
smell it.
Frankie's stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't smell it. I don't see it. The rest of my cats eat dry food, and they are perfectly healthy, big, cats.
I think the point is that people who have cats feel like they understand their
Some
cat better.
Some people who have cats.
People who have cats feel like they understand their cat better if they twist themselves into little pretzels over the health and maintenance of their cat. That's what I think.
I don't think so.
All right.
I think that my cat, who just turned 8 last week and is still just as quirky as she was like first day we had her in the house. She's the weirdest cat. Her name is Pancakes. Pancakes will not let me brush her or comb her, but Pancakes will sit on my lap while I literally rip chunks of matted hair out of her.
Oh, that's a lovely image.
I know. I thought you'd love it.
Yeah, we just had to do the dog groom today for the younger child who comes home. For ourselves, like we'll go months going, we need to brush the dog. Yeah, let's brush the dog, and that'll go on for weeks and weeks. And then we worry that the kid will think we're maltreating the dog. So the day before the kid comes home, we're kind of the pet owning equivalent of those sort of indifferent, sloppy parents whose kids run around filthy and whatever old clothes all year. And then once a year, we clean them up real good for the holiday photo and send that out to everybody. That's kind of what we are translated to pet grooming. And here's my new thing about finding better uses for household stuff. I take hair mats off of animals with sewing seam rippers now.
Hair mat. Oh, that's a good idea.
Well,
I just use my hands. And then I go, oh, good, look.
She won't
Show
put
it
up
to
with
him.
that. Well, she won't put up with that.
Even if you sit on her?
Well, she's a rather large dog.
Yes, she is.
I'm not sitting on her because I'm a rather large person compared to the dog. I don't think that'd be a good idea. No.
But yes, my dogs do not like grooming. Minion eats his own hair.
A lot of them do,
So
I've
I'm
noticed.
feeding him.
When kids or animals develop weird eating habits, the first thing you do is you worry about what you're feeding them because you figure whatever they're eating is in response to some deficit on your part. And then eventually you figure out they're just weird.
True.
Yeah.
Minion, as you brush him, he snaps his own hair up and eats it.
Yeah, we have that.
Like, you cannot have my hair.
That's what it is. You cannot have my fur. I will eat this fur before I let you have it. And
yeah, that's why all 3 of them, I throw them into the cart at the same time and dump them off at the groomer.
And this, by the way, now that we're thinking about it, this is a very human quality in animals. Rather than let you have something of mine,
I'm going to eat it.
I'm going to eat it.
No, you can't have my money.
I'll eat this money. That's right. I will eat this money before you can have it.
I have 3 weeks to live. I'm going to eat alimony. I'm going to eat everything.
I think that might be me. You've been listening to Turi Writer's She Said What podcast. And you probably know about my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air. Now there's an audiobook, so you can have me with you on long drives or short commutes. And you can download it from Amazon. It also makes a lovely gift.